This morning, Governor Ivey announced that a lot more Alabamians can soon get the COVID-19 vaccine. All people 16 and older will be eligible starting this Monday. Keep in mind, the Pfizer vaccine is available to those 16 and older. The Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines are both available to people 18 years of age and older. This means close to 4 million people will be eligible in Alabama.
Close to getting COVID-19 in the rearview mirror. And until then, we need to keep wearing our mask, use common sense, use personal responsibility, and use your common sense that the good Lord gave you.
To find more information and resources to help you sign up for a COVID-19 vaccine, just go to rocketcitynow.com.